What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode here on the Community Chest channel, the junk removal service that's taking you from trash out to cash out. This is episode 10. Yes, we finally made it to double digits of our weekly series, We Sold That, where we show you our favorite sales that we've made all throughout the week. We drop these videos every Monday, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and press that little bell notification so that you're notified every single time we drop a new piece of content. Guys, Q4 is in full effect for us. This week we had one of the best weeks we've had in terms of sales in 2020. We had so many sales, so you're going to get to see the best of the best that we've had so far. So first, we're going to kick it off with shoe sales, no pun intended, like we usually do. We had 5 great shoe sales this week. They were all thrifted. First up, I have this pair of Clark's women's sandals. These were thrifted and we paid right around $4.99, and they were about 3 months ago is when we picked them up, and I was getting a little nervous because as the season was starting to change, I was thinking they were maybe not going to sell, but thankfully we sold them right on the tail end of the summer season. So this pair of sandals sold for $37.99. Next up, we have this pair of New Balance 990. These were the breast cancer edition, and they were also made in USA. That's a little pro tip. If you're looking at New Balance shoes, the ones that are made in USA, or if they have a collaboration with a certain company, are always going to fetch a higher dollar amount. So we did pay up for these in the thrift store. We paid right around $10, but in just 3 days they sold for $55 shipped to the buyer. Next up, we have this pair of Nike VXT training shoes. These are that all white colorway. I personally think they are super ugly, but I know this style of shoes sells well on eBay. So we did pay $4.69 over here in the Goodwill in Kernersville. They sold in just 3 days for $44.99. Next up, we have this Adidas Alpha Bounce shoe in the navy colorway. These are a little bit unique because of the size. They are actually size men's 15. They are humongous. They're about the size of like this big. They are insane. I've never seen shoes this big before in the thrift, but I definitely picked them up because I know people who do wear this size typically aren't going to go into the stores to buy these shoes. They're going to go online to buy size 15 and higher shoes because these shoe stores just don't have those sizes on deck. So with that being said, we paid $5 for these shoes and they sold for $42 plus shipping. I never really do free shipping on shoes that size because I know they're going to weigh several pounds and that's going to eat into our profit. And for the last pair of shoes this week, we sold this pair of the North Face boots. These are a fleece line boot. They were super nice and excellent condition. I wanted to list them as new without tags, but a little pro tip for you guys: if you're listing the North Face on eBay, you cannot list it new with tags unless you are an authorized seller. You will get a VERO for that, which will lead into a suspension. It's very bad for your account. If you get suspended 3 times, you will get banned off eBay. Thankfully, we've never had a VERO suspension. We have looked at the list before. If you want to check it out, there is a full list of the items that are technically banned to sell on eBay, or the companies don't allow you to sell them. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the bio for that VERO list. But we were able to list these as pre-owned, and they sold in a pretty quick time because of the season change for $58.95 all into the buyer. So shifting gears from shoes to clothing, we sold a ton of clothing this week, especially as the seasons changed. We're selling a lot of coats and overcoats and things like that. So I wanted to show you guys the best flips that we had of the week. First off, this is the Russell App State football jersey. The reason I picked this up in the thrift store was because I know their football season is in season. They're a great team. They have a huge following, as well as the jersey itself was in excellent condition. So we paid right around $3 for this jersey and sold it for $37.95 in less than a week within listing. Next up, we have this vintage Kendone 2-piece set. This included the t-shirt and the shorts. This was made by an artist, handmade. You could tell it was someone put a lot of detail and effort into this. It still had the tags in it, and it was a junk removal find, so we were $0 invested in this item. So I decided to try to throw it up for a high dollar amount, and we didn't sell it for about 4 months, but it finally sold when I lowered the price, $49.99 all into the buy. Guys, winter is definitely upon us. If you are listing on eBay, you need to get your winter stuff listed because that stuff is selling really fast for us. Overcoats, fur coats, any type of winter gear is really flying off our shelves. With that being said, we had 4 awesome coat sales. First up is this Bernie Apparel work coat. This was a canvas style jacket, full zip. It's almost like the Carhartt style jacket that Kanye West wore a couple weeks ago. I was put a picture right here. This style jacket is selling for a very good dollar amount because they're well made and they keep you really warm. This sold on Poshmark for $47 and it sold within a week or two since listing. Next up, we have 3 fur style coats that sold. These are all faux fur, which means they're not actual fox fur or anything used animal made material. They are synthetic, but they sell really well for us and for great value as well. So first up, we have the Adrian Landau overcoat, and this sold in 3 days for $75 on Poshmark. And as well, we sold this Saga Fox white fur jacket. This also sold on Poshmark for the exact same value, $75. And we did get both of these items from my man Callum. His grandmother gave us these coats to sell. We've had them in our store for a while, but we didn't list them until the seasons changed. And last up, we sold this Pamela McCoy leopard faux fur jacket. This had that leopard print and it was super thick and puffy, so I threw a big tag up for it and it sold for $80 shipped to the buyer. And moving on into a little bit of a different topic, guys, we have this Wild Fable cardigan sweater that's in the red plaid colorway. This was a wholesale auction that we did. We bought several boxes of these sweaters. We had probably around 75 of them, and we bought them 2 years ago, and we were just invested around, I think, around 50 cents a sweater, and we've slowly been selling them all throughout 2 years. But this week we finally sold out of all of them and they were flying off the shelves for us. We sold 10 alone in this week and it was the last little bit of stock that we had left. I wish this was something that we could reorder, but unfortunately this was something that I got at an auction, so it was a kind of like a one-time thing. But I hope to get into wholesale where I can reorder the product over and over. That way it's just one listing and it can sell over and over and over again. Guys, we have started sourcing at this new store here in Winston-Salem. It's called Bargain Bins. It's kind of like a liquidation pallet store. They get truckloads and truckloads of liquidation items, but they break them down and they dump them all into these bins, and they have a restocking day, which is Friday, and everything in the store is $8, and each day the price lowers by I think $1. So Friday it'll be $8, Saturday $7, so on and so on, all the way until it reaches $1 a day, which is a really it's a cool new concept for us, and I really enjoyed going to this store. We've already went twice and we bought several items for a lot of good potential profit, and we've already sold several items throughout the week. I'm going to show you our 4 best sales that we've had from Bargain Bins. First up, we have these 2 Canon ink cartridges. We sold these as a lot. We ended up getting this item on $2 day, so we were $4 invested into this item. Just a few days of listing, we ended up selling it for $34.99 all into the buyer. Next up, guys, we sold this lot of 18 Bakugan Battle Brawlers. If you don't know what they are, it's kind of like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, but this was a new phase of stuff where they were actually little balls, metal dragons. You would roll them out onto a metal card and it was a magnet, and the animal would come outside and pop out and you would battle like that. Well, they're still pretty sought after and they sell very well. We picked these up on $8 day and ended up selling the lot of 18 with the cards. They were all brand new. We sold it for $69.99 all into the buyer. This next item we also picked up on $8 day. This was the Safety Siren Radon gas detector. It had a digital analog across the top, as well as it was just AC plug-in. And I was kind of shocked when I was looking up comps of this, but it was selling for well over $100, as well as it was selling multiple times a day, so the market was perfect for this item. We only paid $8 for it and it sold for $129.99 free shipping, and it went like that. And guys, our biggest flip that we've had in Bargain Bins yet, this was the Law and Order full set seasons 1 through 20 in the collector's box edition. It was sealed brand new in the box, and my buddy Mason picked it up as soon as he saw it. He said it was sticking out like a sore thumb. He picked it up, knew it had some value, scanned the UPC code, and it was worth right around well over $100, and we ended up selling it for $144 free shipping, and it sold the next day since listing it. And although that may seem like a pretty good flip, it does not beat our sale of the week. And for this week's sale of the week, we were $0 invested into this item. You know that means it came from a junk removal service. This was the vintage Goedinger silver plated silverware set. This was the full silverware set. We got it in the drawer of a dresser when we were taking a bunch of stuff out of a house, and we noticed this box had a ton of weight to it. We opened it up and the full silverware set was in there. It wasn't in like pristine condition. It definitely needed to be polished up a little bit, so we could have ended up polishing it and selling it for more, but we didn't have the time to do that, so we sold it as is, and we sold it for a total price of $171.55 all in to the buyer. I love these types of junk removal sales because, again, we are $0 invested into these items. That means it's zero risk for us, and we do give a kickback to our home investors, so they received a nice little portion for that sale as well. If you guys ever want to consign or do junk removal with us, feel free to send us an email at info@communitychest.com, and we'd love to work with you there. And there you have it! That's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen, on episode 10 of our weekly series, We Sold That. We drop these videos every Monday, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and press that little bell notification so that you're notified every single time we drop a new piece of content. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it, and if you're watching this far, I would really appreciate it if you press the like button and subscribe to our channel if you have not yet. It really helps with our YouTube search algorithm, and we truly appreciate it, and you are freaking awesome. Anyways, I'm Nick. Until next week, peace out. Every time I point it out, my thoughts just keep on getting sicker. I'm thinking it's the way that we live. His is really what we want to leave for our kids. Think about the future and the shit that you say, 'cause one day everybody dies and big winners stay.